How do you break up with resentment? The easy answer is letting go. But what do you let go of? You're letting go of the desire to have from them what they didn't give you. Listen, when the relationship fails and you realize that you didn't get what you were supposed to get, you've got to go back and take inventory of self and then say, why did I desire somebody to give me something that I have the potential to give myself? Why did I even put that in their hands? Do you know how much self-blame and self-guilt is happening in relationships? I should have chose different. The other guy was looking at me too. Do you get what? At the end of the day, the universe is very economical. You're going to get the experience you need in that moment. And it might not be what you wanted, but it's definitely what you needed. Now, listen to me now. The 4 R's of self-forgiveness. Because that's the biggest thing. Self-forgiveness. It's so difficult for people to forgive themselves for making a poor choice. Just take personal responsibility. I chose this person based on what? Was it based on, watch this, was I being superficial? I just wanted to have a good time and I chose somebody and it wound up being a bad decision? Take personal responsibility for that. Or did I hurt somebody? Empathetic remorse. Wow, my bad. I didn't want it to turn out the way that it did, but it turned out bad and I wound up hurting you. Right? Most people don't know how to apologize. Most people don't know how to take full responsibility for any pain they've inflicted on someone else. They tend to try to describe it and define and explain and frame it. Well, it was an accident because what had happened. No, just take responsibility. Empathetic remorse. Feeling of that person's hurt and understand that. Right? This is self-forgiveness. In self-forgiveness, there's self-restoration, the transformation of self. How did I allow myself to lose control? How did I allow myself to hurt this person whom I did not want to hurt? Right? Then there's renewal, the rebuilding of self. Most people don't want to rebuild. Most people want to find an excuse to pin it on somebody else. On here. Do you know, listen to me, forgiveness of yourself can lead to a healthier relationship with yourself. I'm trying to walk you through this process. You know what kind of process you're walking through? You think the relationship is external. I'm telling you the relationship is internal. The external relationship is a holographic mirror reflection of what is done or undone within you. So self-forgiveness leads to a healthier relationship with self. It leads to improved mental health. It leads to less anxiety, stress, and hostility. It lowers your blood pressure, right? Fewer symptoms of depression. A stronger immune system, improved heart health, improved self-esteem. See, again, I'm holding a grudge because I didn't get the outcome, the external outcome that I wanted. But the real outcome that I need is an internal outcome. What is that internal outcome based on? You recontextualizing you by embracing every aspect of yourself. The good, the bad, the ugly, the dark, the light, the indifferent. That's what this is about. No one, and we keep saying it, and we're going to keep saying it. No one is responsible for your happiness. No one but you. Right? So you want to forgive yourself? Focus on your emotions. Acknowledge your mistakes out loud. Think of each mistake as a learning experience. Give yourself permission to put this process on hold when we come forward. Lord have mercy. I'm going to come back to that one. Give yourself permission to put it on hold. When we come forward, the voice of reason, we're going to talk about your terrible ex resentment.
With the eyes in the front and the back of the head, chase away evil forces. Remove give Ida instead. So long as you bring the offense. He's got the ashe I can't deny. I am a witness, I'll testify. This song, my oriki, my sacrifice to the one who can do and undo.
On fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on Kbla Talk 1580.
That you drink poison, you die. It's a very fair life. If you drink poison, you die. Very fair, isn't it so? I drink poison and you die, is it fair? So, people who are in anger, resentment, hatred, this is their thing. They are drinking poison. When I say poison, I am not saying…
But listen to the brother Sad Guru. He has a point. Resentment, hatred, all that, man, that's poison to your spirit. But let me say this. We've got to stop that amongst our group, black folk. We are the ones who are the least protected in this society. They've turned our trauma into love and hip-hop. It's something we tune into to support, right? There's a gender war going on. Why? Right? Instead of us doing the work to heal and release, we're being entertained by our own toxicity. We want better relationships with each other, right? Sisters, do you want better relationships with brothers? 1-800-920-1580. Call me, sisters, and let me know. Do you really want better relationships with brothers? Brothers, do you want better relationships with sisters? Call me, 1-800-920-1580. It starts with you. It starts with what you own. It starts with what you claim. It starts with what you recontextualize internally. In my book, The Relationship Dismount, Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, it's down the regret bucket list. Right? Now, it has checks and balances, right? Are you too afraid to experience any type of new adventure? Right? Is that one of your biggest regrets, to go out and experience an adventure? You check that off, right? You know, I'm not afraid. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Depending on someone else to make my life happy instead of choosing to be me, instead of choosing to be happy on my own, has that proven to be a good thing for you? A lot of people don't know how to do that by themselves. A lot of people only can experience happiness. Listen, a lot of people only experience happiness through the fulfillment of an expectation somebody else has to do. Oh, my goodness. I want y'all to do better. I want us to do better. Because how do we face the world? How do we face a world that keeps us at the bottom? That doesn't value our life? And then we turn around and argue and bicker and reinvest in the toxicity. How do we do that? We need healing. And the only way to heal, we need a cultural cocoon set up. Before I get into that, sorry. Let's do this. Stacy from Reno just jumped in here. Stacy.
What's up, Joe?
Can we talk about how to break up with our crazy ex, resentment?
Oh, my God, yes. Yes, we can.
How do we do that, Stacy?
Take it as a lesson and just work on yourself. Just like you said, don't do what my ex is doing.
But how do you forgive? Like, because oftentimes we forgive with conditions. Our forgiveness is just like our love. Our love is conditional, and so is our forgiveness, contingent upon something. How do you forgive? Talk to me.
I forgive myself first and take responsibility for the decisions I made in choosing that person and having that person drawn to me to begin with.
This is deep. This is deep. Do you need forgiveness for choosing? Is there a wrong person that is chosen, or in every person is there a lesson?
not a wrong person,
Talk to me.
but forgiveness maybe then just for drawing in that type of person, for carrying whatever it required to carry that person and take that lesson and let it go after that.
So do you need forgiveness in a situation where you got a lesson about yourself that grew you up spiritually? Do you need forgiveness for that? Because oftentimes I think people beat themselves up because they went through something tough. And I'm saying, hey, you went through something tough, but you got something out of it and it grew you up. So you really don't need to. Maybe you forgive yourself for beating yourself up. Maybe that's the key. Can we talk about that?
Absolutely. And maybe after you finish beating yourself up and forgive, that part comes naturally afterwards, where you're like, hey, I didn't do nothing wrong.
Right.
This is a lesson. And the more you learn that lesson, it's taken me 5 years. I've been divorced 5 years. My ex-husband remarried right away. And he's going through it. He's going through it right now.
I bet.
And I'm just sitting back watching, like, I tried to support you in it, I moved out here with y'all to try to raise our kids, and y'all want to move back. He took the kids already. They thought they left me out here, and I'm going to be right out there with them. And he's going through it. He's going through it.
Well,
and I can't even help him. He's got to go through it. It's his lesson.
I was about to say, him going through it is none of your business. That's none of your business. You over there. That's none of your business. But what I'm saying, for you, give me one step that you used, right, to forgive yourself. I just want one step. What was the first step you took in forgiving yourself for beating yourself up?
I ended up finding a program that I've been using and a technique that I've been using that has saved my life, honestly.
What is it?
It's called Faster EFT.
EFT?
Emotional Freedom Technique.
Yeah, the tapping.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Where can people find that? Is there a website people can go to for the EFT?
And there is. It's called skillstochange.com. Yeah. There's a couple people that, that practiced it, and this one is the best one that I found. And I'm studying to be a practitioner in it because it's changed my life.
I love it. Hey, Stacy, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. You brought Reno, Nevada into the building. Call in anytime. You're welcome.
Thank you, Zoe. It's a pleasure.
Man, this is real stuff tonight. Hey, listen, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that that prisoner was you. Lewis B. Smeeds. Right? But oftentimes we are a prisoner to our desires. We're a prisoner to our wants. We're a prisoner to the unfulfilled outcome that never reached fruition. You got to break up with it all. You're not just breaking up with the person, you're breaking up with the outcome. You understand? Forgiveness is too easy. I can forget by indifference, but not forgive. I prefer revenge. There are many people out there that say, nah, forgiveness ain't for me. I want revenge. Do you want revenge in your life? How has revenge showed up in your heart? How does it make you feel? When we come forward, I'm going to my brother Ant from KC.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Yes, sir. The voice of reason back in the building. What are you going to choose? This or that? Are you going to choose prison or freedom? We're grudges. We're talking about resentment. So many people in our community are resentful. According to Dr. David R. Hawkins, forgiveness is an aspect of love that allows us to see life events from a viewpoint of grace. We forgive ourselves for the errors we made when we were less evolved. It is helpful to see the ego or a small part of ourselves as a cute little animal, right? The teddy bear is not bad. We don't hate or scold the little bear, the little animal. We love it and accept it for what it is. Listen, as human beings, man, we're gonna be flawed. We're gonna make mistakes. But as a community, how do we move forward without the forgiveness of the community? We don't have grace for each other. I swear. Somebody calling and tell me different. Ant Tycoon from Kansas City.
Hey Zoe,
No curse words, Ant.
you already know. I'm getting trained, giving me my media training.
All right, brother.
I wanted you to. I just wanted to ask you this before we started. Have you seen that with Mike Tyson when the guy was talking about forgiveness and he said, "When you don't forgive, you allow the devil to win."
Ooh, Mike said that.
Mike Tyson went in. He was sitting on there with somebody. I wanted to say it was like maybe an NBA player or something.
And he said,
well, no. I mean,
wait. He said, when you don't forgive, you allow the devil to wound you.
Yeah, he said He said you have to forgive. You have to, because he was saying like maybe like I think he was just saying from his experiences. He was like, I can't allow the devil to win. Like when I don't forgive, I allow him to win.
Mm.
And it was such a strong thing, but in even in that, and I respect Mike Tyson and all that, but even with what you saying, I let the devil win. And guess what? I'm very aware that the devil wins. And it's crazy because I know.
Oh, go ahead. You got a minute. You got 35 seconds to tell me.
Hey, OG, I know, and this is the thing. I know because what I do, the reason why I don't forgive a lot of people, because what I do is I'm a mercenary. I'm a prophet. I know I go out in the streets and I do what I do, but everything I do is for the greater good. And when somebody does me wrong, if they don't seek reconciliation, then I don't worry about it.
Mm.
It's not that I don't forgive them. It's just the fact any energy into to admitting fault, and it's fine. That's fine. I don't even care. I'm not gonna not be a good person because of them. I'm gonna still do my thing. But it's such a deep thing. Like I don't know. Like I'm just like you don't even understand. So like you put me on a different path. Like for years, from the manipulation show to the conversations with Corey to everything. And when you talking about forgiveness, and I swear I had a dream the other day just about like the reason I don't forgive. I don't forgive, and I don't think it makes me a bad person. I don't think that I'm losing anything in life. I just know that I can only forgive those who seek reconciliation and want to do better. I don't think people that do people wrong sometimes just saying sorry. I think they just say sorry to get by.
Keep going. Keep going. You cooking.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, nah. And what I, you know what I'm saying, even to where I teach my kids and I teach my wife, I teach everybody around me that don't do things you're sorry for in the first place. Just don't do it. Like you don't need to be sorry. You can apologize for small faults, but don't be sorry. Somebody taught me that back in like 2003. Somebody said, no, you know what? I was at Target, and it was this beautiful black girl. And she said something. She said, I got a boyfriend or something like that. And I was like, I'm sorry. She said, don't say you're sorry, because you're not sorry. You just made a mistake.
Mm. Mm.
It's
And
just like it's just
mistakes are teachers, and
absolutely.
we accept those teachers in our lives. It's about grace, though, and we'll talk about that when we come forward. Let me just say, Ant, as always, man, you come through and you always deliver a perspective we can use. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, so.
Man, listen, when we come forward, boy, we gonna keep this thing pop. It's a big topic. It matters. Where is the grace that we offer each other? Because if we call ourselves a community, where's the unity? Where's the love from each other? Where's the compassion towards each other? We keep getting done wrong in this society. Where is the compassion from each other? When we come forward, the VOR is live.
Fear, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
He's singing to resentment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VOR. We turned up right now. Exercise number 9 in the relationship dismount. How to create your own bucket list. What are your regrets? What are you willing to face right now? Write it down and live your life to check off each of these regrets through self-forgiveness. The only way you're going to live a truly fulfilling life is to forgive yourself. Not for choosing a person. I keep trying to tell you guys, the choice is not bad. Even if you choose, quote unquote, a so-called bad person, there are no accidents in the universe. Nothing, I keep saying the universe is economical in its movement. There's no way you could wind up with somebody that wasn't for you anyway. That person is in your life to teach you something. So don't beat yourself up for making a bad choice. There are no bad choices. The only thing you can do is beat yourself up for choosing. No, don't do it. Because I guarantee you, if we sit down and have a real conversation, you're going to tell me several things that you learned, several things that grew you up from that experience. And that in and of itself means that that was a good experience. When was the last time you was in a situation and learned nothing? Absolutely nothing. Not a modicum of anything. The universe doesn't work that way. When we come forward, hour number 2, I'm going to read a little bit more from the relationship dismount. When we come forward, we're having a great time here. Tonight's topic is crazy. Salty, bitter, bothered, and bummed out. I'm just tired of the BS. Wrong. You supposed to be with the BS until you get it out your system. When we come forward, more from the voice of reason.
Every hour of the day brings me tears. Oh. So why can't I have to keep on?
wanted me to love you when you said simply we shall.
Ladies and gentlemen, got to go through the fire. We got to go through the crucible. Hey, the crucible. Tonight's topic, we got a powerful one here. Woo. You gonna break up with resentment or no? Which is better, to hold a grudge or forgive? Do we even know how to cultivate grace for another person? Right? I'm asking you to build out what I call a forgiveness or a regret bucket list. Just put all your regrets into that list and check them off through self-forgiveness. We outline one, and with a caller, Stacy out of Nevada, Reno, Nevada, and Stacy was basically saying she forgave herself for choosing the type of guy she had. And I said, don't beat yourself up over the choice. The choice is aligned to you. You couldn't have been with no other person at any other time in life, and that person is there. And you learned something. And if you learned something, you grew up. And if you grew up, it was beneficial, even though it hurt. I know a lot of people don't like that. The real question is, that person may have come to your life to cure something or to put you on the path to curing something. So when you ask the question, how can I cure my anger? Sometimes you're in a relationship and the relationship exposes your anger issue, because oftentimes it's under the radar and you're unaware until it's triggered. Now, of course, that could be dangerous. Of course. Listen, we're going to go to phone calls because Aunt called back. Aunt, Kansas City, you must have had something left on your mind.
So, man, it's weird because it's time, and so this is on my heart, forgiveness, man, and this is a real big step. So I need you to walk me through how to do this. Like, I know how to do it, but I can't force myself. Like the lady that called prior, she said she had like a program or something she was going through, and it's like, man, you got to have a program to forgive somebody. But I feel it, because I'm like, I don't forgive people.
Brother.
I don't do it.
I
'Cause
understand.
I ain't did nothing to nobody. How you do right? Just do right. Like, and I'm not saying I'm perfect or none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But how you just do right by people? Just like Zoe, you got friends, you got people that you're not even close enough to do wrong, and just do right by them, and they feel like they owe you. And I just give you a little thing, a tiff. We'll call it a tiff, because if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You looked out for this girl, and she found out a reason to make it like you did something wrong to her.
Yeah. I hear you, but let me just say this. Let me just say this, bro. Like, at the end of the day, whatever people are going through, they going through, and really, it's none of my business. For me, all I do is give out opportunities when I have the opportunity to do so. So I say, hey, here's an opportunity. Okay. Now, if somebody came in with a different motive and a different idea of what that opportunity was supposed to look like, that's none of my business. You see what I'm saying?
But if they downplaying you, how do you, like, okay, so this is you. How do you forgive them? Like, okay, do you even forgive them? Or do you just, like...
So to answer your question, forgiveness is about release. I'm not going to be sitting around worried about what somebody thinks or what somebody is doing, or I'm going to keep doing me. Now, you see what doing me look like.
Yeah.
So I just stay focused on that. But, man, forgiveness is for me. It's not for the other person. It's to keep me in a healthy mindset. It's to keep my stress and cortisol levels down. It's to keep me calm. It's not for me to be worried, because, listen, worry is fear. Fear raises those cortisol levels. Man, I'm not doing none of that. You're not finna stress me out over something I have no control over. Forgiveness is for me. It's not for somebody else. It's for me, exclusively me. Hey, man, I want to feel good when I wake up in my condo. I want to be like, hey, this is a good day.
But let me ask.
That's all I
Can I
want to
ask you-
do. Go ahead.
Can I ask you this though, Zoe? Is it a?
Wait.
Is this natural?
Wait. We gotta take you to the next side, bro. We gotta do it. Just, man, when we come forward, more from Kansas City, because he got a lot to talk about, and so do we.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you behind on your
On to the next one. You gotta choose peace. So many people don't want to choose peace. Listen, revenge, resentment, resistance is a type internal spiritual disturbance. Do you understand? It keeps you anchored psychologically to the past. Because you can't wait listen, just like the sister who called in from Nevada. She was, I can't help him. So you can hear that she wants to. You can hear that yes, he's going through it. That's none of your business. You got to be on to the next one. Ant, I need you to come in here and wrap it up for me, good brother.
So,
yes, sir.
when you said she needs to be on to the next one, is that almost a dangerous precedent to say, just keep going on to the next one?
No. See,
not in that. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
See, a lot of people like to move on without doing the work. When I say on to the next one, this is what I mean.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you the power by wondering what you're doing, by wishing you were doing it with me, by hoping we could have fixed it. I'm not going to give you any of that. I'm about to go into me. Do you understand? I'm about to go into me and understand, hey, man, how did I show up? Was there something I could do? Is there something I could change? What am I responsible for? And then once I get an understanding of my contribution to the disturbance, I'm going to say, all right, my bad. You did this, Zoe. You're guilty of this, Zoe. Were you aware? Did you do that consciously? And if I come back to the understanding that, man, you did that on purpose, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to forgive myself. There was a part of you that wanted to hurt that person, and you did it. You wrong for that.
See, I don't do that. I don't have that in me, Zoe. That's what I'm saying. So, like, I say, okay, just call me an outlier, an anomaly, a unicorn. Call me that.
I'll give you that.
So how do you give the three? Because we have to base what you talking about on generalities. Most people think. What do you tell the anomaly, the person that's actual genuine? And I don't care if nobody don't believe me. None of that. I don't have disingenuous intentions when I deal with anyone, especially somebody that I'm having sex with. So how do I find forgiveness? How do I forgive people that I have genuinely done nothing to? And I'm saying that because I know people that, you know, they get their slick ways. They just the majority of people. You watch them and you see how they interact. How does someone that's an outlier, and not bragging, not saying none of that, but I know me, and I'm just saying, just take my word for it. And even if you don't believe it, take my word for it and give me advice on how to to generate forgiveness from that 3% of person that doesn't do.
So let's flip it another way, because I hear where you're going. So if you're a person, right, who's never had a bad intention in the relationship, right?
Absolutely.
And somebody wronged you, like you said, being slick. So now the invert of your question is, does that justify you holding a grudge or not giving forgiveness?
Yes, I would say that. Yeah, that's a great way to, at least, yeah.
So you will never know how strong your heart is until you learn to forgive who broke it. It takes a strong person to say, I'm sorry, and even a stronger person to forgive. Forgiveness is the best revenge. Why? Because it frees you. It frees you from the desire to want to get back. Forgive others as quickly, right, as you expect God to forgive you. One of the most courageous decisions to make is to finally let go of what is hurting your heart and soul. A happy marriage is a union of two good forgivers. Why? Because
how do you?
When you're in
I'm sorry, Zoe. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. You asking great questions, and I'm trying to give it to you the right way so you can walk away with something. When you're in a relationship, man, you gonna step on people's spiritual toes, their physical toes, their mental toes, their emotional toes. We gonna step on each other. And the best relationship has two forgivers in it. And what does forgiving means? It means giving each other grace, right? Hey, the benefit of the doubt. Say grace is the spiritual version of the benefit of the doubt, right? Sometimes people do bad things to people in relationships because of what they've been through. And that's not a justification.
Right.
This is to say what you've been through set the tone for how you're going to respond. And maybe they needed that relationship to figure out that they were responding in the wrong way. And they hurt people in the process of gaining that understanding.
So I have to forgive because they need. I'm not saying they needed an outlet.
No, you have to forgive for you, not them. Why do I say that? Why is it for you and not them?
Please explain that.
Because holding a grudge makes you sick. It's clinically proven.
Right.
It makes you sick, literally and figuratively. Psychologically, depression, anxiety, hypertension, it makes you sick to hold a grudge, whether you're justified or not. It makes you sick. So for your well-being, you forgive, you let go, you release, you let it. For your well-being, not for theirs, for yours. Now do you understand where we're going with this?
No, and Zoe saying that is who I am. I let it go. But my point, like, I don't, when you talking about seeking retaliation, I don't seek retaliation on nobody. My thing is letting it go. But my thing is, do I distance myself? Like, do I let go of that relationship?
Yeah, yes. Especially if it's dangerous. Especially if they're going to bring harm to you. And especially, there's no way to reconcile, because sometimes forgiveness brings reconciliation depending on the relationship circumstance. But if it's a toxic situation that is intractable, right? It cannot be fixed. Then we're done. You get as far away as you can.
And you talking about somebody going the mile, the surface of the globe to fix it, and you just, and not saying that you can't. I'm talking about mentally, like, just the damage has been done, and they're doing their, like, everything to fix it, and it just mentally is just can't. I'm
gonna hit you with this. I'm gonna hit you with this. The broader, the more expansive the consciousness, the level of consciousness, the least amount of damage there is. When the consciousness is low, damage is almost to a space where it cannot be repaired. Low consciousness actually exacerbates the damage, exaggerates the damage. When the consciousness is high, that is minimal. Because you chalk it up humanity. You're a human being. This is expected of human.
Oh, you hit.
Do you see what I'm saying?
My soul.
This is a human being.
But
when the consciousness is low, I can never forgive you. Do you see? Because you think it's about them. It's really, the consciousness is high. I understand.
So you killed it, man. And I ain't gonna lie. You taught me. You know a lesson you taught me that I tell people to this day, and I don't even know what show it was. Being woke is like an animal waking up and realizing it's in the zoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think I'm playing? Do you think I'm not a fan? Do you think you haven't changed my life? Do you understand? Like, I don't, man, look, I owe you way more than a super chat.
Hey, man, it's
you
love.
changed my life. No. You don't get it. You don't understand. Like, people don't understand. Like, yo, we owe you. We sitting here, we get this information. Like, you just I'm telling you, you just gave me so much game. Like, I appreciate you. I love you. And I'm telling you, like, this is real. And I'm telling everybody that's watching in the chat that's actually tuned in, I'm telling you, man, take this advice. I'm telling I swear to God, I'm just that person, and I do this. Like, I volunteer. I don't got community service. I just do it. I don't owe it to the court. I don't do nothing. Like, I just do what I do when and you teaching me how to forgive. Like, that is priceless.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. You know that. Thanks, man. Because we're going to keep doing
Always,
it. We're
man.
going to keep doing this work, sir. I
Hey,
appreciate
if you
it.
stop, I'm coming to get you. I promise. I'm going to fly in Burbank, and I don't know how close you are to there, but I'm going to come get you.
Man,
I ain't
don't.
playing with you, Zoe.
Hey, don't fly into Burbank then. Hey, man, I appreciate
I'm
the
going to be
call,
on
man.
Lancashire. All right, Zoe. Take it easy, brother.
Oh, man, that was great. Hey, what's our time, man? Because we turned up right now. Oh, we got time to do it. Man, let's go to HP from Miami. Florida, Miami in the building.
Hey, what's going on, Zoe?
HP, don't cuss.
How you doing? I'm not gonna curse.
Hey, Heavy D said, bust your verse, but don't curse. All right, talk to me,
man.
man.
So I was in the chat and I was saying that you just alluded on it. Forgiveness is not really about the person that committed the wrong. It's about the person that the wrong was committed to
Right,
and their spirit for the baggage.
right.
And really had a lesson on forgiveness not too long ago. Had a situation where I flew off the handles and I reacted to something. I overreacted, and it took me having a conversation with somebody else and them pointing out, like, I view Mother's Day a little different because I lost my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I view it differently. And when I had the conversation, it clicked in me like, man, I just got. So I had to forgive. I had to ask for forgiveness, and the person gave me a lesson. It was like, look, man, like, you told me from your point of view, but you never took into account how I felt about it.
But sometimes that's about turning off what you think should happen. Oftentimes when we approach somebody to ask for forgiveness, we go, oh, I hope they accept my apology. I hope we can get back to normal. You're approaching it from the wrong perspective. It should just be, hey, I apologize. I'm sorry for what I did. And it ain't if I offended you because they're offended. I apologize for offending you. I apologize for disrespecting you. I apologize for minimizing you or marginalizing you. I apologize for hurting you. It was not my intention to hurt you. I apologize. There are no excuses. Whatever amends you would like for me to make, I will make. And that's in that type of situation. Sometimes you can't give that apology depending on the offense. Sometimes you can't even have that discussion. But what discussion you can have all the damn time is self-forgiveness. I shouldn't have done that. I was disrespectful. I was aggressive. I was violent. I didn't deserve. You get what I'm saying? Listen to this.
And just to kind of add the caveat, I told her, like, I let her know, like, look, you know, I'm not looking for you to accept it. You get what I'm saying? I just wanted to let you know that, you know, I wanted to ask you for forgiveness because I messed up. So I'm right along with you. That's why I just wanted to let it be known, because I don't want nobody out there thinking that I'm out here, you know, cussing people out, and I'm not, you know.
Just start off the apology with, I am 100% accountable and responsible and the owner of every mistake made. Period. That's it.
Yes,
Hey, HP, man, we appreciate you for bringing Miami into the building, bruh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, brother.
Come
and
on,
like the
man.
good brother Anthony said, man, you out here changing lives, brother.
Man,
I
I
bought all
appreciate
3 of
it.
your books. I missed the Rebirth of Seeds, but
Thank you, man. It's
man,
out of
listen,
print,
man,
brother.
it
It's
was
out of
good,
print.
man.
We'll get it there. We'll get it back, but I appreciate
sir.
you. Thanks again, brother.
Take care, man.
All right, now when we come forward, we gonna be going all over. And they're all designed to make you stronger. If you're in a relationship with resentment, with revenge, you're just poisoning yourself. This is here's a Chinese proverb. The man who opts for revenge should dig 2 graves. True forgiveness is when you can say, thank you for that experience, Oprah Winfrey. Forgiveness is the needle that knows how to mend. And I'm going to tell you right now, starting with our community, man, it's a lot of mending that needs to be done. I mean, we're basically left unprotected out here. Right? The world attacks us. We attack each other. It's just, we got some healing to do. And like I said, it starts with the individual, and then it goes out to the family, and then the family to the community. That's how we heal. All right, let's get to the phone lines. Haru Ali from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Peace and love to the family of nations. I just want to say from one Scorpio, condolences to the Scorpio blood moon sacrifices in the multiple locations that it occurred. With that being said, no revenge, no resentment, but definitely no forgiveness, though, for the parental alienation.
Ah, so a woman practiced, or, she practiced parental alienation against you. So parental alienation is when a custodial parent, typically the mother, has primary custody of the child. That is the primary child caregiver, and she probably abused the child by saying negative things to the child about you, the father,
Admittedly.
or the non-custodial parent. Is that what happened?
Admittedly. She admitted it to me 2 years later. I eventually became the custodial parent of my young daughters. I had 2 older sons. They were of age by the time it was time for me to get custody of my 2 younger daughters, raised them the last 5 years of junior high school and high school. But eventually, they were still working at parental alienation. It's crazy. How could your high school sweetheart, who you was married to 21 years, that you all built an empire together, how could they do that? Sleeping with the enemy.
Sometimes you never know who they are.
Yeah, so I don't.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead, so I'm sorry.
You don't wish her any ill will, do you?
No, because
then you're good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have to forgive her, because she don't occupy space in my mind, rent free.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If then there's no need, because you don't wish her ill will. There are some people out there who wish people ill will.
But I have to be honest, though. If I recently get diagnosed with a terminal, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave it at that.
So let me ask you the question. My engineer just brought it up. Are you still hurt? Did she hurt you?
I'm hurt from her after effects of the parental alienation of my 4 children. That's what I'm hurt about. The loss of the relationship with my children, who I was their whole life. That's what hurts me.
Is the love you have for your children healing them?
There's alienation. There's
no. I said, is the love that you have and that you show your children, is that healing them? Because I'm sure you're not committing parental alienation now that you have the children, right?
No, they're all grown now, and now they, you know what I'm saying, they're, the final trickle down effect, they're gone. It's like, wait a minute.
I got it. So the discussions are happening now.
Zero. It was like, wait a minute, we had an amazing year. Daddy, furnish your apartment, throw you your big birthday party. Had to pay your rent, your car note when you was in between jobs. Bought you this, bought you that. You helped me with catering. And then all of a sudden it was ghosting with no explanation. It's like, wait a minute. And then I'm the bad guy. Like, wait a minute. If I said something that offended you, you always felt comfortable to come to me whenever there was a medical or a financial and explain to me what you needed. But I said something that was so egregious that it warrants ghosting.
And these are the adult children now are ghosting.
Adult children. I've been there their whole life.
So watch this. Watch this. Oftentimes, with adult children, you have to let them go their way.
Facts.
And do whatever they gonna do. And then whatever happens, happens. And then they get a moment of clarity where they double back. That's really what happens. See, as an adult or as a father of adult children, I always say, when they're babies, we're authoritative. But
They're gods.
Yes, but when they become independent and then adults, we have to shift into mentorship.
Facts.
So, hey, I'm still here for you, regardless of how you chose to handle this situation. I know you've modeled a communication style that isn't my own. But I'm going to let you work through that on your time at your pace. But I'm going to reach out every now and again to let you know I'm still here for you. No, you got to do that.
No.
You got to do that.
As a Scorpio, you know, with Scorpios, either
I
love
know
or
the
war,
Scorpio
and it's your
sting.
choice.
I know the Scorpio stinger.
It's
And
your
I'm
choice.
telling
Love
you,
or war.
no,
I love 'em.
no, I'm telling you, Scorpio. Scorpio is
I love them to life.
Scorpio is the spiritual of the emotional. Spiritual of the emotional. Which way are you going to go into the darkness that your emotions can take you into? Or are you going to elevate to your higher spirit consciousness? That is the Scorpio consciousness. The spiritual of the emotional. They are a water sign, but they are vindictive and they're thank-based. Hey, if I do something for you, show your appreciation.
I just want respect.
Now,
and respect is
so
a
guess what?
conversation on how I offended you.
You got to
so I can try to make it right.
No. They know what they have to do. They know it's a conversation involved.
They should.
But you can't demand it.
Not from somebody that's grown.
So what's going to happen is they're going to come back to you, and as a parent, you receive them, and you sit down and say, this is how you handle things.
All their life, I've been. I thought I was showing the examples, like when they would say anything towards their mother when they was kids coming up. I was like, I know you didn't talk to my wife like that.
No,
I would never say their mother. I know you didn't talk to my wife like that.
Harold,
you better go and apologize.
Harold, this is what you got to do. You got to hold on because we got work to do here. We're right here. You got to. When we come forward, more from this. man. That's what my
It's
bad.
all good. No, it's love. It's love.
This is a good brother,
love.
man. This is a great brother that's on the line, and he going through it. The remedy for life's broken pieces is not classes, workshops, or books. Don't try to heal the broken pieces. Just forgive. Iyanla Van Zandt. We may not know how to forgive, and we may not want to forgive, but the very fact we say we are willing to forgive begins the healing process. Louis Hay, listen, man, those are your kids. And those are little human beings, an adult human. I got three adult kids. So I understand what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
When they are adults, you let them flow their way. And at some point, they're going to flow your way because that's what they do. And when they come back, man, sit down. Sit down, man, and don't do it by yourself. Maybe you bring in I like to bring in a spiritualist. Maybe, maybe a West African, whatever, a spiritualist. Yeah. And a therapist. And then y'all have family devotion where y'all can get out some of the wounds that were modeled when they were young. But you say, hey, I'm doing this because you are me. And I am you, blood in, blood out. So let's heal.
What's crazy, though, is when we was bringing up our kids, at least once or twice a month, we have one day where it's like we have our family meeting. Y'all let us know how y'all think mom and dad is doing. Y'all can say what y'all want, however you think. You're not going to get in trouble. Just don't curse. Like you tell me.
Hey, do this. When things get better with the kids, create something called Shadow Work Sundays.
Shadow Work Sundays.
Yeah, where we come together and we heal what needs to be healed if you're willing. We'll create the environment. We'll bring in a therapist if you need a therapist, a clinician on deck. We'll bring in a spiritualist. But let's do Shadow Work Sundays to where we come to heal. That's how you turn it around, brother. You got to implement a culture of healing. Again, I said it's not a generational curse. It's a generational task.
Work, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And listen, I'm open. I'm willing.
But until they're willing.
One of my sons got 3 grandbabies. That's just so beautiful. And, the ex send me pictures. I feel like they're teasing me because they have a relationship. It's like, it's whatever.
No, it ain't whatever because it hurts you, brother.
I'm open. Absolutely. I'm open.
Yes, and I can tell you hurting, brother. So just sit with that feeling for a while and don't do nothing. Just sit with it. Don't judge it. And you'll be all right. Things are going to shift. Hey, brother, I appreciate the call as always. You know that, man. Thank you for reaching out.
Peace and love to the family nations. Y'all stay safe.
You already know. When we come forward, we're going to Baltimore, Maryland. That's going to be what? Close to our final call of the night, I think. Is that going to be our final call of the night? I don't know. But we'll see. When we come forward, we're going to talk to Neek is the Night.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams right now on KBLA Talk 1580.